Welcome back to Sons of the Forest. Last episode, I said I was going to do a story recap again. We've done one of these before, and it was quite helpful to go through all of the things that we've collected on the island, just to try and make sense of this story, but the time we did it, we didn't have a lot to go on. We have a lot more now to look at, and I've been sifting through all of it, trying to make sense of the game, trying to make sense of the story. So that's what we're going to do today. So the first thing we're going to do is look at the key people involved. We're then going to look at some background information that we now know after investigating the island. Then we're going to go through a timeline of events, and we're able to do that because a lot of the email communications that we found printed off have date and time stamps on them, and that allows us to figure out what's going on. And I'm going to put, like I did last time, pictures up on screen of all of the relevant things as I'm talking about them, just so that we can try and piece it together as we go. And lastly, we'll finish off with what questions do we still have? Whether we'll get answers to them or not, I don't know. And whether I'm understanding it completely, I don't know. But I feel like it's making a lot more sense now that I've put it down on paper. So the first thing I'm going to say is that after looking at all of this, I really feel like the game is intended to be some kind of investigation game. When you start the game, you have a cutscene of you in a helicopter, and you see a laptop in front of you of people that are missing. And then all that happens is you crash on the island. You wake up to someone, he knocks you out. You wake up again, and the game is just started. Off you go. And there's nothing more to go on. So that in itself makes me feel as though this game is intended to be the way it is, as confusing as that might be, but it's your job to go around the island to find these things and to make sense of the story yourself. But with so many hours that you put into this game, it is really difficult to do, and you can stumble upon things in a different order, and you might stumble upon these things in a different order to me, and so it might make less sense or more sense depending on the order that you pick these things up. One thing I did think about was how base building, some people argue, isn't really necessary in the game. And I've covered this before in a previous episode, and I completely agree. You don't necessarily need to do it, but there are things you could do to the game to make it more necessary. But from a story perspective, one thing that I thought would be really good is if they implemented some sort of detective pin board. I'm imagining lots of different things pinned to a board, and then you connect each of those pins with string to kind of make those connections and that kind of thing. That would be so useful in this game if you could build something like that at your base, and every time you collect some sort of email correspondence, book, letter, picture, anything, you could put it on that board, and then as you go through the game you're starting to piece together the story. So I don't know, it'd be nice if the developers added something like that just to really enhance that aspect of the game. So let's get kicked off by just covering some of the key people that seem to be involved in this story. Some of them I'll have pictures of and I'll put them on screen, others I don't. So the first obvious one would be the Puftons. We have Edward Pufton, his wife Barbara Pufton, and his daughter Virginia Pufton. We see these right at the start of the game, and we know that they're missing and have been missing a long time. Another key character, and we see this person in cutscenes and we see them referenced a lot, is Jian Yu. We know from playing the game that he is a former Pufton Industries employee and a former corporate lawyer. We also know of a character called Dr. Masaki, who is a Pufton scientist. We know from email communications that a company called the Red Lamp Storage Company seemed to be involved in the building of the bunkers and the construction of this island. And two of the key people that come up quite a lot actually are Gordon and Hank, who work for that company. We have someone called Chuck Dagger, and as for who he is, we'll come to that a bit later when we go through the timeline. We have someone called Tim LeBlanc. Now we meet him in a few cutscenes as well, and we've seen him very recently actually. We've also seen him on the back of a book. Again, we'll cover that later on. Lastly, and this is a lesser character really, but it's worth mentioning because there's a few communications with this person's name mentioned, is someone called Doris, who seems to be a Pufton employee, but also a friend of Barbara Pufton. So those are the key people that I've seen standing out on all of the communications. So let's look at the background information that we know so far. Puffton Industries has outbidded Sahara Therapeutics for the purchase of this island. Puffton is looking into anti-aging research, although we do suspect there may be other reasons. The island is clearly rich in solophyte, which is thought to have unique anti-aging properties, or so Puffton believes. Puffton does have access to ancient texts describing a cube made of solophyte, and that these texts say that the cube activates at specific intervals. It anticipates that the activation will amplify youth-giving properties of the solophyte. We know that bunkers have been built across the island, and it's been advertised like a resort, and it's been named Hollow Springs. We also know that the bunkers have been built in the pattern of a star system, specifically Solange star system. That's the background knowledge that we know so far. So let's look at a timeline then. Now, I've gone through a lot of printed email communications that we have picked up along the way, and they are all date and timestamps. So that's been really helpful to kind of know what's happened and when. So let's start from the earliest that we know. So on the 12th of February, Hank from the Red Lamp Storage Company emails Gordon from the same company after he found people in spacesuits inside a cave. Now, we actually recently discovered these ourselves alongside ancient armor inside of a spaceship. Now, I don't know how that spaceship got inside the mountain. That's a question that we will still have and probably never get an answer to, but nonetheless, we found that. Probably the same thing that Hank and Gordon found. This armor also looks to be the same as that in a painting we also found. A painting that was supposedly stolen from the Puffton personal collection. On the 21st of May, bit of a time jump there, a few months, Ed Puffton emails Hank from the Red Lamp Storage Company to warn of a bunch of crazies arriving by boat thinking that killing themselves on the island will send them to the promised land. Now, they appear to be following content from a book that we found called The Realm Beyond. We've also had some pamphlets that we found across the island that link to this. Now, we did find these boats on the north and south of the island, along with a lot of dead people on the island in white robes with sort of flowers around them. And they've been scattered across the island. We've also found notes in these boats that indicate that they know what Puffton is really doing, or what they think he's doing. They also mention the Solange star pattern, where Puffton's home is on the island, and they talk of a golden door. It's very mysterious, but that does link into some things that we'll talk about in a minute. On the 29th of July, Ed Puffton emails Hank of the Red Lamp Storage Company, saying that the boats that the crazies arrived on have been found abandoned and need cleaning up. On the 5th of August, a newspaper reports that Ed Puffton is missing. He's been missing for some time. He clearly went to the island with his family without telling anyone. This is all very secretive. And we know from the first email that we found about the people in the spacesuits, that was Hank emailing Gordon on the 12th of February, they've clearly been there a while. Potentially they've been there since the start of the year. In fact, we actually found an email talking about solophyte actually being found on the island, and that was dated the 11th of January. So they've probably been there at least 7 months, if not longer. I don't know how long it's taken them to actually discover that solophyte. But that'll be why the newspaper is now reporting that he's missing. A few days later, on the 8th of August, Barbara Puffton messages her friend Doris to say that Ed has been having dreams about the Gold City again. And this is an image we've actually seen multiple times now. And I'll try and put all of the ones we found up on screen. They're all very similar. He's also been having dreams about cubes and visions about something bad happening. So Barbara's very concerned at this point. On the 10th of August, only 2 days later, Dr. Masaki, a Puffton scientist, emails Jian Yu, at that time a lawyer for Puffton, to warn that the calculations don't do what Ed thinks they do, and that everyone is in danger. The next day, Jian Yu emails Dr. Masaki saying that the countdown is a fairy tale. Puffton is in Fantasyland and that nothing will happen. 4 minutes later, Dr. Masaki confirms to Jian-Yu that the calculations did work and says that everyone needs to leave the island and that they can't let the soft opening go ahead. He also confirms that whatever is about to happen has happened in the past as well. It happened a few times in 900 AD and in the 1970s. We actually find various notes in one of the bunkers warning that the activation will kill everyone, that the numbers are wrong, and to contact Tim LeBlanc. So potentially it was Dr. Masaki that contacted Tim to come to the island. The next day, Ed messages Hank saying he's worried about Jian-Yu and to contact Jack Holt. Jack Holt is me. Now Ed wants Hank to contact me if anything happens to him. Now I, Jack, actually wrote a book about Ed, so potentially I'm either a big fan of his or we're potentially friends, we've made contact before. A couple of days later, on the 14th of August, Jian-Yu emails Gordon of the Red Lamp Storage Company, saying that workers digging the bunkers have turned up dead across the island, and Jian-Yu isn't happy after discovering this. He suggests that he will deal with the situation if Ed won't. 2 days later, Jian-Yu was told to leave the island by Ed Puffton, after he saw a videotape of Jian-Yu. Now we've seen this videotape and it appears as though Jian-Yu is executing the people that came on the boats, what we've been referring to up to this point as cultists. And it seems as though Jian-Yu is with Team B members. So when we first arrived on the island, we had the task of finding Team B, and there were 3 of them. And they're all dressed the same in the black tactical clothing with the black helmet. We've also seen them scattered across the island with the red flares. That appears to be Team B, and that is who we see, I think, in the video with Jian-Yu as he is executing them. So does Jian-Yu think that these people in the white robes are actually responsible for the workers dying? I'm not too sure, but it does seem to suggest that. We then have quite a large gap in time of about 7 months. So on the 18th of March, a guy called Chuck receives an email about an unusual burst 7 months ago, similar to what you would see in a dimensional switch. So that potentially could be around September time. Most of the emails that we've been going through up to now have been in August. And we have seen books about parallel dimensions, one of which was written by Tim LeBlanc. That's who Dr. Masaki potentially contacted to come to the island. Now, interestingly, we do actually find a drawing that potentially indicates that there might be a parallel dimension accessible under the mountain. It speaks of an inversion, and we can quite clearly see an image of a mountain and then something else underneath. A couple of days later, on the 20th of March, Jian-Yu emails Chuck saying that Sahara Therapeutics funds him now, and that he is heading back to the island to see what is left of everyone, and that he's assembling a team. So I think this team is Team B, and I believe that Chuck Dagger is part of this team, although that is a bit of an assumption. So this confirms that Jian-Yu did leave the island after Ed ordered him to. So I think after this is when I arrived by helicopter. So Ed at this point had been missing for 31 weeks, which is almost 8 months from the date of the newspaper that reported a missing CEO. Not long after arriving, we are approached by Virginia Puffton, and she isn't looking herself, but there's no sign of Ed and Barbara. Virginia has an extra arm and an extra leg. Other than that, seems quite passive and actually sticks around with us. On the 5th of April, Chuck Dagger emails Jian-Yu, warning him that a Puffton researcher has contacted Tim LeBlanc, who is looking for the cube. Now, we actually found art in a cave of a golden cube, which seems to match up to this. And this is also something that Ed was dreaming about. So the word cube comes up a lot. We actually also, in a cinema room, in one of the bunkers, watch a video that actually has art of a golden cube. And this artwork seems to be very similar to the painting of the ancient armor that we found. So there's all connecting together. On the 28th of April, Chuck messages Jianyu again, asking why Jack Holt, me, is here. So clearly Hank did end up contacting me after Ed told him to if anything was to happen to Ed. Now, while investigating the island, we bump into Tim LeBlanc a few times. We've seen him in some cutscenes. He's clearly on the hunt for this cube still. Hasn't found it yet. Jianyu even shows up at one point and actually fires shots at him, his dad, and me. Now, Tim actually has a mutant arm, which we've seen in the cutscenes. So I'm wondering if that's why he's looking for the cube. Maybe he thinks it's going to fix him. And lastly, we also find Ed and Barbara Puffton, finally, after a lot of searching. But they're not quite looking themselves. And they actually end up attacking me while Jianyu escapes into the water. So there we have it. That is the timeline of events that I can put together based on the emails that we found across the island. And it does sort of paint a good picture of why they were here, why Jianyu potentially was fired by Ed. And it is starting to make a little bit more sense, but there's still questions. So let's have a look, now that we've gone through the timeline, about what actually happened and what questions do we still have. Something clearly happened because we had a gap in time in terms of the correspondence of about 7 months between August, September time to late March the next year. So there was mentions of something called a soft opening occurring based on the calculations decoded by Dr. Masaki from the ancient texts that Ed Puffton had access to. But what happened clearly isn't what Ed thought would happen. Ed thought that at this point in time, the youth-giving properties of the Sulfite would be enhanced, and that would contribute to his anti-aging research. But we've seen so much mentioned about parallel dimensions. It's more likely that at this point in time, a parallel dimension became accessible, it opened up, and that's what soft opening was referring to. And potentially, that's why there might be mutants on the island. Maybe they came through that. Or maybe the actual event itself caused the people on the island that were at this resort for anti-aging to change. So did the exposure to this event cause Ed and Barbara Puffton and Virginia to mutate? So Ed and Barbara actually looked very similar to a lot of the mutants that we find in the caves. In fact, they looked identical, because when we've met Ed and Barbara Puffton, they were actually surrounded by other versions of them. The other question we have is about what actually happened. So did they open a door to this golden city that Ed was dreaming about? And if so, what is that? Is that the parallel dimension? Ultimately, though, I think we have to play the game a little bit more to really know what it is they saw. So is that opening still open? Are we going to see it for ourselves? The last question I have is around the cannibals. Why are there cannibals? Now, the only thing that I can think is that they're just natives of the island, completely unconnected to the story. Would make sense if it's just an island on its own that you would have natives that are completely different, that act completely differently. So I don't know. I've not seen mentions of cannibals anywhere. I have no idea if they're connected, but that seems like the most rational solution. So I'm really hoping that by going through all of that, that's really allowed you to understand the story with me. I may have got things wrong. I've not looked this up online to know what the story should be. I've simply gone through all of the leaflets and books and everything that we found and tried to make sense of it myself. And I've taken a bit of time as well to do this. It wasn't easy. And if I am way off, then really I suppose that is either a flaw in me and my understanding of the story, or a flaw in the game and the way that it's set up. So hopefully you enjoyed that story recap. Let's get on to today's episode. Okay, so we are starting today's episode inside the cave that we were in last episode. And the reason for that is because I got a little bit confused last episode. I thought there was another direction that we had to go in this cave that we'd missed. And I was thinking, we're going to have to go back in the cave, which I didn't want to do because it was so long, and take the other direction. Now, I've been in this cave to test it. This is the direction we went with the red light. And I thought this is a different way we had to go to get something else. Now, I've been up there and I've been around. Now, there are some enemies up here. I don't need to kill them for now. But I've made my way all the way around, and it basically takes you to that massive room with all that water in where we had all those enemies to fight. So it's basically just two different directions you can go. So yeah, I just thought I'd show you that just so that you knew. Now the thing that I thought I'd missed, like the item, I actually think might be in a different cave, and there is one more cave that we haven't been to yet. So that's what we're going to do next, and hopefully I'm going to find the item that is on my mind. Right, we are approaching the cave that I have definitely missed. It's on this massive lake, and it was near the residential bunker. So let's dive down somewhere here. Yeah, they're probably near these boats. Yep, here we go. And here's the cave entrance. So yeah, let's go in and see what it is. There's a particular weapon we have not found yet, and I'm really hoping it's in this cave. I've no idea if there's enemies in this one. We'll assume there is. Alright, nothing so far, just some bats flying around creeping me out already. Okay, we'll just go up here. Okay, I'm not seeing any enemies. Oh, canned food. The worst thing you can find. Right, we've got to crawl through here. Ooh, some more cave art. Well, at the start of this episode, we should have had a story recap if I did my job properly. Let's see if this links in any way. Just going to check for enemies first. Oh, there's some babies over there. That's right, we'll deal with them in a minute. No, I can hear them getting closer. No, they're just really loud. Anyway, this appears to be like a golden cube again, or a square with some people in it. Can't really make much more of that though. Okay, let's kill these babies. Oh, I missed. Any more? Yes. Ooh, what happened to you? Face down. Okay. What's in here? Some ammo. Fishing magazine. Maybe they were fishing outside the cave and had to come in. Bit of rope. Thank you very much. Take that. Alrighty. Forward. Okay, once again, have a little scout around before we drop down. Not seeing anything. Oh, more babies? Maybe. Oh, we got a blue guy. Okay. Good job we got a golden katana. Don't you dare hit me. No! I hate it when they knock you back like that. Oh, I'm being a bit ballsy here. Okay, we got him. I said before, the golden katana just gives you a lot of confidence, but sometimes you just need to be a little bit more tactical about how you use it. And we got so much armor back at base, it doesn't really matter. Whatever. Whatever. More, yeah, there's another one. He's not a blue one though. There's a few. Okay, well. We can handle the normal ones. Nice stamina back. And, oh, you're going to run away. Easy. check over here first. Some limbs. I'm full up on limbs. No loot. No way through. Is there nothing over here? Okay. I guess we go this way. I think we have to go up though. Is that another enemy? Yeah, isn't it? I thought I heard one. Is that another direction we can go? I'm so confused. This feels like the right way. I'm going to go down here and kill this guy first. Where you going? I'm going to come and say hello. Where'd you go? There you are. Right. Did I miss anything over here? I'm so conscious of missing things after last episode. Okay. A few meds, but that's about it. I want some ammo. Okay, well I'm still glad I checked. Just a bit of solifite there. Yep, okay fine, now we can go ahead. I have to satisfy in my mind that I've not missed anything. I don't think I can get up here, can I? From here? Oh, I can. Nice. Onward. Lots of solifite in here. Looks like we're going to have to dive. Okay, here we go. Checking for enemies. Not seeing any. Grenade. Fill up on them. There's nothing up here. We have to go this way. I'm sick of caves, man. I'm glad this is the last one. It's just so dark. It creeps me out. Oh. Hello, fingers. You coming in? Yeah. Back up and get some space. I thought you were charging in. Come on. He's running on the spot, isn't he? He's stuck. Oh! You little bugger. Mess me up. My job's to mess you up. Give me your armor. Let's put that armor on now. Right. Any more? Swear to God, if they've put a really tough enemy in here, like a thigh clapper or something, I'm not going to be happy. What is this? Another place to dive? Oh, come on. Which way am I supposed to go? Oh, babies. Got some people up here. So this is Team B, I'm sure of it. And that will make sense if I've done the story recap. And they're scattered all over the island. Oh! This is what I was looking for, and this is the thing that's really easy to miss. There's a guy hanging from the ceiling, and he's holding a bolt action rifle. Nice. We'll take a look at this properly when we're not in a cave. But yeah, you can easily miss that, and that's what I thought I'd missed in the last cave. So there you go, there's your reference point. Go to the massive lake, come in the cave, and he's hanging from the ceiling. Very, very easy to miss. Right, now I don't really mind where I go and what I do in this cave, because I got what I came for, what I thought I was coming in for. I don't know what else would be in here. I am completely lost in this room. I don't know where I came in. I don't know where I'm going. I feel like I can hear another enemy as well. But this is where I came in, right? Yeah. Right, I've got my bearings now. This is where we came in. And up here is where we found the rifle. Okay. I'm guessing we have to go this way through the water. That'll either take us to a different area or take us out of the cave. More babies. You're forgetting that you can block in this game. I just never do it. Right, they're all dead. Still moving, stop moving. A lot of sulfite. I don't think I got rid of the sulfite from last episode. Where is the sulfite in here? Maybe I did get rid of it. I thought it was over here. Right, let me try and mine for it then, because I may as well get it while I'm here. It'll tell me straight away if it's full. Okay, I did unload it, so I'll go and grab this and then we'll go up the rope. Okay, got plenty of sulfite there. Let's go up the rope. Right, let's go. We've got another one of these golden areas. Well, it's not gold, it's sulfite, but you know what I mean. Oh, come on now. These are my arch nemesis. I don't want to deal with this. Okay, right. I need to be able to see. Get away from me. Yep, bob and weave around you. I think I got him. Right, now. No. I don't know how much damage they take from that sticky bomb. Ah, we got him. Yeah, that was fine. Panic over. I'll take the big bumhole blob guy over this one anytime. I hate these. Did alright though, he took off one bit of armour. And we got 2 from him, so there we go. We actually gained something from that. What are you guarding though? Is there something better in this cave? We've got an enemy. Dead. Not seeing any loot. Hello. Housekeeping. Don't mind me. Could be in here. We've already got all the artifact pieces. Like everything I know that we can get. Maybe a blueprint? Oh, it's a slide. This is a big slide. Alright, get dunked. Maybe it's taking us back where we came in. That is possible. Nope, don't recognise this area. This reminds me of the last cave from last episode. There's a light over there. Wait, hold up. Is this the cave from last episode? I think it is, you know. It is. It's the same cave. So those two caves are connected. I did not know that. Do you know what? I actually looked at that bit that we just came through. I remember seeing a slide there and I just was a bit confused. I didn't know why it was there. Oh, right, well, we've got to make our way through this now. There shouldn't be any enemies. We've got to go past the spaceship. And we've got to go up lots of ropes and stuff. So you guys have seen this already. So I'll just skip past it and then I'll bring you back in once I'm probably out of the cave and more. I won't go back to base. We'll probably do some other stuff in this area of the map. Okay. It was a very, very long trek through that cave. Even without enemies, it took forever to get through. And I had to sleep for the night inside that cave entrance. But we're actually on the other side of the map again. If you look, that lake on the top right is where we started. And this is where we've ended up, next to the cave entrance we went in last episode. And I had two thoughts as we were going through. And the first one was that because these two caves are connected... I think I can hear someone. Nope. Yeah, the first thought was, because these two caves are connected, you really want to do them close together, because the enemies will respawn eventually. I don't know what triggers it or how long it takes, but it would suck to go through one of those caves, kill all those enemies, and there were a lot of them, and then have everything respawn, and then you go into the other cave entrance, and then you realise that it's all connected. And you have to kill them all again. That would suck. So do the two either side of the mountain on the lakes at the same time. The other thought I had was, technically I was right. I did miss something in that cave last episode. I just couldn't actually access it from that entrance. Anyway, I was actually planning on looting sort of that side of the island that we were just on, but obviously ended up over here, so that didn't go to plan. So I'm just going to head back to base first of all. Okay, so I am desperately trying to get rabbits for my rabbit hutch. In fact, I just heard this animal trap go off, wherever it is. But I've been unsuccessful. It's just not catching them over here. But I did just see... Yeah, see, that's a raccoon. I did just see a rabbit running around over here. So I'm trying to build a few more traps in the hope. That rabbit over there? I think that's a rabbit. In the hope that I can catch them, but I don't think... No, that's a raccoon. I don't think they're sort of prevalent in this area. I did see one. I think that's the first time I've actually spotted one myself. So let's scatter these around. I think I've got enough for one more. Let's try and put this over here. Like this. This rabbit hutch is a new thing and I built it, I've got nothing in it. So yeah, I'll check back on these and hopefully we'll have a rabbit. Whoa! This guy snuck right up on me. Didn't make a sound. Come on then. Come to my base. Unbelievable. They didn't make any sound. Scared the crap out of me. In you come. Yeah, you're going to get messed up. You deserve it as well. Yeah, he's dead. Oh, my heart is racing. There's me trying to focus on catching rabbits. Right, I did hear an animal trap go off, so I'm going to go and look at it now. Let's go and have a look. I'm trying to move the ones that were up here to somewhere else, because they've been up there for so long and they've not caught anything. I think it was one of these that went off. No. Okay, this is the last one to move though. Trying to move it to the area I saw the rabbit, which is around here. Well, that one's gone off. That one there. Nope. No rabbit. Okay, I think we've got about 6 of these traps up, roughly. And there's a lot of animals in the area, so they should go off regularly. That one's just gone off. Probability, surely, will mean that it's not going to be long before we find a rabbit in one of these. Let's just go along here and check these. This one's gone off. Okay, your friend's in there. I'm so sorry. Do you know what? I'm not sorry. You can avoid it. Let the rabbits go in there. Come on, rabbits. Maybe I need to be away from the area. Maybe I'm scaring them away. Check out this monstrosity. Had some more rotten body parts, so I just chucked them on here. You could do some crazy stuff. I'll have to be trying to be a bit more artistic with it. I could probably move these ones over as well, but I'm going to leave it for now. Right, I'm going to go check the animal traps again. Getting impatient. My god, why is it this difficult to get a rabbit? I've just reset 3 traps that have gone off while I've been here, and they've all been raccoons and squirrels. I just want a single rabbit for my rabbit hutch. Come on. I've seen one hopping about. So annoying. Right, I can't do this all day. I'll just have to keep checking and eventually we'll have a rabbit. Right. We are going to go to the next bunker. The final bunker. It is the luxury or VIP bunker. Don't know if we can see it on this map. No, it's I'll get my bearings now. Yeah, okay, it's on the eastern side of the island. Yeah, because we went to that large lake with that cave just now, and the VIP bunker was on that coast. So that's the direction we need to go in. Okay, we are very nearly there at the bunker on the right there. But I've just spotted this on the coast, so we're going to go and have a look at this first. Looks like a helipad. Makes sense that this is going to be nearby to the luxury bunker, which I think is Puffton's home. So let's have a look around this area. See what loot it's got. Golf cart, we don't want that. Lovely. Got dead people on here. Surprise, surprise. We have a note. Conspiracy Daily. Where are our husbands? Heartbroken wives speak out on the silence surrounding their loved one's disappearance. Well, there you go. I'm guessing that's relating to all of these people. From the Red Lamp Storage Company. Lots of loot here though. Definitely worth coming here. Perfect. Might as well drink that. What does that say? No escape. I see 3 cannibal camps very close together over there. Well, that feels like a challenge. Maybe not for this episode, but that does feel like a challenge I want to take. Right. Check up here, and then we'll head over to the bunker. Energy bar. Lots of batteries over here. Place to come and loot regularly if you're after like rope and golf cart batteries. No escape. I think we got everything. Nice. Okay. Look at that. How has that happened? There's like a mega camp. They look like they're all side by side. Yeah, we'll come back to that. Right. It is getting dark. So I do want to get into this bunker. So let's go and find it. Okay, here we go. We've made it. It's just off the beach. As you can see, just hidden into the undergrowth here. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop a little save down before we head in. Can't quite remember what to expect in here. I know that it isn't going to end the game by us going in here. Not just yet. Right, let's collapse that and we'll head in before it gets dark. Oh, that is dark. Sort of like a cave entrance. That's cool. Oh, the game stuttered then. Wow. Right. Let's get my flashlight out. Let's head on down. Can't go in there. Very cautious of enemies. Well, I can't hear any. Normally you can hear them through the walls and the ceilings. Not hearing anything at the moment. Almost too quiet, you know? Okay, very familiar looking bunker. All of those doors are sealed up though. Lots of loot though, that's good. Full on batteries, and there's a lot of batteries. Oh well. I don't think we're going to be needing them that much now. Done all the caves. This is all sealed up as well. What does it say? What's that? Hollow VR. These are all sealed up, okay. That's kind of creepy. Why is that just sat there? Very weird. Yeah, this bunker is extremely quiet. I've got some blood now. I'm going to go this way, I guess. Another decision to make, which direction to go, which I hate. Lots of blood. Yikes. What the hell happened in here? We've got another note. Blow yourself up in the daughter's room. Blow yourself up right there. We've seen a lot of these notes, and we found them on the boats, actually, the abandoned boats. And they mentioned about coming in here and blowing up a certain part of it, but this almost seems like they've come in to actually kill Virginia. Well, I think it's Virginia, because this is Ed Puffton's like residence, and his daughter is Virginia. Two and two together. What's this one say? Ooh, zoom in on that. The last will and testament of Edward Puffton. I have the following living child, Virginia Puffton. It's scribbled out who is the executor of that will. I leave to Virginia Puffton. What is that figure? $794 billion. Jesus Christ. Okay. You have a dress. Dress for Kelvin. Come on, it's a modern world. He can wear what he wants. I think that's everything in here. Okay. Well, let's go this way. Don't follow us. That looks like the cultist guys that have written that. I mean, it must be. They've got all these crosses they've put on paper everywhere. And here we go. Look, there's more of them. Through here to the Gold City. The gold will heal us all. Wow, okay. Well, the Golden City is something that Ed Puffton was dreaming about. And he thinks it's all to do with anti-aging properties. These guys think it's going to heal them. I don't know what they mean by that. They clearly know that the entrance to that is in here. This is why they tried to make their way in. It's all coming together. Holographic world. A couple of things about holograms and holographic things. I'm trying to suggest that, like, none of this is real. So here we've got the artwork of the Golden Cube. We saw this on the cinema screen, actually. In one of the other bunkers. So let's make our way around and have a look at all this. Another Golden Cube. Is it all going to be cubes? That's the Golden City with a cube, maybe? Just a cube on its own. This is the one that got stolen, so that must be the other painting that we found of the ancient armor. This is his personal collection. So there's another one with the Golden Cube. Wait. Are there people dressed in white at the bottom there? Ah. All very much the same. Some of these are repeated, yeah. That's different. Okay. Nice, I like that there's a gap there. That actually ties in with the other bit that we found. Okay, let's move on. Oh, that's the dead end. Up through here, here we go. I'm sort of sprinting through because I can't hear any enemies. Ooh, very nice. People in masks. That's sort of like the cannibal masks, and we've got a red and gold one. Those ones are white. I wonder if the cannibals found the masks lying around. Now they use them. So I'm looking at everything in here because I feel like everything's connected. Can't see anything there. Old scientist, a revolutionary new metal. That's all about sulfite. Lots of cash here, nice. With ammo. I know I can't carry them. Nothing behind there. It's just so eerily quiet. Another note here. This is from Doris to Barbara. It was great to see you last night. It's so bizarre that Ed built this place based on some crazy vision he had. I'm so sorry you have to deal with this. Let's meet again soon. This whole thing, this whole venture onto this island was based on a vision that Ed Puffton's had. Maybe he was just fully obsessed with something, you know, that personal collection of paintings, the ancient texts that he found. He's just been obsessed with that, and maybe it's all been linked to that rather than anti-aging and, you know, the whole resort that he's built. We've got a video camera. Okay, let's watch this.
光线充足，距离其他客人非常近，但都是高净值的个体。有氧运动，一切都能让你在这里生活的同时保持健康，就像一个小城市。哦，有台球桌、游戏、大屏幕。这里我们有传统风格的浴缸，还有，不要，快走，快走！啊
Okay, so that was the cultist guys going in and blowing up the bit that they said they would. Which I'm gathering we're about to find out. We're about to see it. Do you know what? I might just pop a little save, seeing as it's there. Another note. Again, this is to Barbara from Doris. While I appreciate you confiding in me, I don't know what you're talking about. This is not what we thought we were getting into. You don't know anything about star patterns. This is not a luxury retreat. It's a 3-hour walk to the golf course. Well, see, they're suspecting that this isn't what they've been told it is. Which is fair enough. Because it's not. Okay, that's where the video recording was showing something blowing up. Go in there in a sec. Oh. Yeah, not a lot here. Right, let's go in here then. The bathroom has been blown up. That actually was mentioned in some sort of letter, that it was the bathroom. Alright, let's go through. I'll get the flashlight out first. Did I already have it out? I don't even know. Right, here we go. And here is Mr. Mutant Arm himself, Tim LeBlanc.
There's got to be a way to open this. A key. Something.
Right, you can't get through, can ya? We've got a blueprint. I'm trying to get some good lighting here. So this, without being coy about it, I know what it is. This is sort of like the forge that we made our katana and modern axe gold with, but this is for armor. And we're going to need this in order to get through this door. But I'm going to go ahead and interact with this door so you can see. I put my ancient armor on.
No. No, we're missing something.
We're missing something. So we need to use that armor with the blueprint that we've just found. I dropped all my creepy armor. Why is it not? Oh, okay. I need to put this on and then pick it up. There we go. Cool. Yeah, we're going to build that blueprint and then we're going to use it. And then we should be able to get through this door. But we're going to do that next episode. What are these drawings? That looks crazy. I don't know what that is. Oh, no idea. I don't think there's anything over here. It's a dead end. Cool. Right, I think we're going to leave it there for today's episode. We've had a, hopefully, if I've not forgotten, we'll have done a story recap at the start of the episode. Hopefully that's brought things together a little bit for you. And has actually led into today's episode. We've got the old rifle now, the bolt action rifle. We never had a look at that. There it is. Oh, it's still terrible lighting. Yeah, it's got a scope on it. We'll give this a go at some point. And yeah, now at the VIP bunker, we've got a lot of notes that we found along the way, helping to tie everything together, hopefully. So thank you very much for watching today's episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!